Yo, it's your boy Odyssey right here, and welcome to Imagination. Let's see this. Like we have lots of people. They have like they're into like fantasies because they into like Disney. I'm just like, wow, where all those imaginations come from? Like when I was a little kid, I used to love like Walt Disney movies. Like all I could see is Toy Story. All I could see like Pixar movies. All I could see. One of my favorites is just Toy Story, Lion King, Frozen, and the only one movie I don't remember was don't remember what that is, but it's pretty cool movie, but can't remember what. It's not Brian. I can't remember. It was Aladdin, isn't it? Oh yeah, Aladdin. And my favorite is also Aladdin too. You know what I mean? Because you can see anything that is more imagination. But every time when you start listening to some like singing along songs and you just being quiet and you just think what it is, like all those musics are that are magic. It's just always like when you sit quietly when you're watching Walt Disney movies and some people that like sing along songs, it's just about imagination. And check it out, all the previews that what they tell you about the Disneyland. So I'm gonna tell you what it is because you can see all the people that are around here and check it out. So I see. So what do you think about the announcement about the Disneyland? Great. Awesome. Okay, well, this is a long day I have to make about imagination because sometimes you need to get this together about what is Disneyland goes because we've been here for a long day, and then during the night it's gonna take a little bit too far because it's gonna take forever and ever and after because I'm telling stories what's in my life and what's my position in life because all I can see is every people. They have like so many best people that who wears like the one of those cultures. They usually into like some like Walt Disney stuff and then some like imagination stuff. Like my hat that I was wearing right now is like LA Dodgers or LA Raiders or LA Lakers. It's more possible because mostly people into like imagination stuff. Even LA Angels too or the Clippers. I'm like, where the hell all those Los Angeles teams that usually come out and see they have like a big goddamn culture. This is so amazing. Every time when you started to think about imagination, things can go along from Hollywood. But it's not from Bollywood, but it's all about Hollywood. I do not say Bollywood. If I would say Bollywood, that was made from India. You know what I mean? That's what all those music that came from India. That's what they call Bollywood. I would not say that. It's all about Hollywood. That's what I'm going to say because all these people can treat like dirt if people would say Bollywood. If you would say Hollywood, it's all about imagination. But you can say that for anyway. When you say that in front of the face, all those Disney characters will come into you. That's what all the Jesus Christ was saying, that all those fantasies are made out of the soul. You know what I mean? That's what it goes. And I'm going to tell you a story. When I was a little kid, I had an imagination life in my dreams. But, however, when I'm single, I had imagination life. You know what I mean? It just seems that affected it. That was like one to another. If all I could see all those Disney movies that had been cultured. Like I used to watch that at night. I used to watch the Lion King. I heard that movie is so amazing. I get into a sleep into that movie because it's awesome. The shit is great. I loved it, but it's an amazing movie. But it's just all about the second life. You know what I mean? It's just like keeps the things in it going into my head because all the time it's just go like when you take the symbol up to the circle of life. This is how like when people would just think like, hey, I thought you were adopted, and then the symbol's like, hey, I was just born. You know what I mean? It's funny when people say that. You know what I mean? But anyway, if you're gonna do that lots of stuff, you're gonna see Walt Disney movies. You can see everything that was made from Fantasia. You know what I mean? All those Fantasia stuffs, they came out with some better imaginations and better life of movies. You know what I mean? It's better you can watch it at night because you can see like more imaginated to become what is like mostly about like fireworks, or what is mostly about like being with an heritage of life. It's just so amazing. Think about it. All those musics, they can still go up in your head because when you're still thinking about like if it's more classical or newly classical, something like classic songs that you can see like Walt Disney movies out there, it's just same pretty newbies since it's the 60s to the present. That's like Walt Disney's. But Disney's are seem pretty old because when you say that, it's like 50s to 20s. That's like always gets old when you say Disney. Disney. When you say Walt Disney, that's like still like when it gets presently. You know what I mean? That still gets huge. You know what I mean? Well, I have one of my girlfriends. She really loves Frozen, but mostly at the time that we used to have. But many imaginations, so you can see all the stuffs in your head. You know what I mean? But all those Fantasia parts are really good. But you're gonna have to see them in the previews later because I'm gonna let you have the previews later because I got some more parts for you because there's a lot of good parts that you're gonna see this, and everybody's gonna have to love this shit because it's everything in here is all in the movie. You know what I mean? Imagination is like a movie. Imagination is like a preview. But and the point of fact is in this shit is that when people they start thinking about imaginations is that you would go to hell. That's not what you're supposed to do. You got to do something. If you do something, you have to do something. Imagine. You know what I mean? You have to think that is imagine. Don't even start thinking about like overlapping system shit. You know what I mean? All you say is that when you keep doing that, don't do it. And I'll be like, ugh, oh my god. But this is really important. All those cultures, that can still end up in a really good activity. You know what I mean? Because I've been there to Disneyland 3 times. It was really cool because I've been there when I was a little kid. And the other one when I was a baby. And the other one when I was in senior trip with my girl. And also one of my friends was over there too. You know what I mean? We're just chilling, you know. And plus we're going like rides and shit, you know. It was really cool. We used to be like seem like how many people they usually come in and just come out and after, you know. So it's always the best, and you can see Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, or all those great characters you can see. You know what I mean? This thing is perfect, but the way it is that I might give you some really good details. Sorry about the S word, because sorry. Let me pause. Dismiss. Okay, but the really good details are everything is just like important to me because I had imagination life back in the like 20 years when I lived in Napa, California. It's just always really good. Sorry about that S word again. Sorry. Okay, this is like a really beginning because like before when I was in Napa, I used to live in Los Angeles when I was a baby. And I think about those dreams about imagination life. It's all like because like those LA hats or something. Like Clippers, Dodgers, Lakers, or some, all those those like those titles you could see you could see when I was a baby. Oh my God, I can still remember that day that one of my grandfather, he just like loved to be in Los Angeles, but I would love to go in there, but he's gonna have to stay there for a long time because that was the reason why he was gonna live there. Because if he was from Mexico, he had to stay in Los Angeles because he has to take care of his son. That was one of my mom's brother. You know what I mean? That was one of my mom's ex-brother. You know what I mean? Because there's two angels right here in an entire city. One here in Napa, one the other one in LA. You know what I mean? They only has 2 digits. How many people that we would just fit in LA? You know what I mean? That's just 2 digits. The heck? That was before I became the rapper Ezequielized Odyssey. And I still claim for it anyways. You know what I mean? I had imagination live. I'm not kidding. And plus, any people that just like do anything with what's going on in the Bay Area, if you think this is Disneyland, no. You think of it's Southern California. That's all imagination, not in the Bay Area. I'm like, Bay Area would be like, hey, where's Disneyland? We should have it here. God, that's just ridiculous because if you think this is funny when all those imagination stuff that just don't come up in the head, do it in LA. Do it anywhere. You know what I mean? If you're gonna do that to one of your friends and homies, they will be like, go, get out of here. But it's a joke. But it's just part of the Disney life. It's okay. But it's the best way you can do is pray with your rainbow hand. You know what I mean? That's all you do. And when you say that, all those imagination culture will be unstoppable. And you can still think about like those same old Disneys that we can just start to think about it. You know what I mean? Because all my parents, they think they love Disneyland because this is the really first time I've been there when I was a baby. You know what I mean? This is where my dad's relatives usually live there, mostly. Only like in Santa Maria or sometimes in Los Angeles, only a little bit, not too much. Like just for vacations or something, you know. It's cool when they give away some people they can treat respect like that. Or even Stockton too. Stockton is always a good city. What's up with that city? They used to live there, but they moved to Santa Maria because I remember one of my cousins. he's one of my closest cousins of mine, but he's pretty nice. But you could just see what was going on with him, but he can just see what is important in life to being imagination. This is always great. The always great you can see all you can do better. It's like people can do business like that. You know what I mean? Amazing.
He had asked me to MC the opening and asked me to pick a couple of my friends to work with him. And I asked my dear friend Ronald Reagan, that I'd traveled with all over the world, to be with me and Walt.
About me. Isn't this a riot today? Oh, it certainly is. Center of Main Street, ready for the official opening ceremonies. All activity on Main Street has ceased. And now, Walt Disney will step forward to read the dedication of Disneyland.
You could see the lump in his throat, and he had a tear in his eye.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome. Disneyland is your land. Here age relives fond memories of the past, and here youth may savor the challenge and promise of the future. Disneyland is dedicated to the ideals, the dreams, and the hard facts that have created America, with the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world. Thank you.
Now I'm back. And plus, there's more. If you would see like that is more perfect to be in Disneyland, is that you can just live in a hotel, you know, just you can. It's the best way you can to stay there. You know what I mean? Or staying in Anaheim. Anaheim it could be the best way to live there. You know what I mean? I have one of my girlfriend's relatives. They live mostly in Los Angeles because they got like one of my mom's mother-in-law sides. Because I was like, whoa, where'd you get all your family that just live there? Damn. Wow. Well, my dad's relatives, they seem that the same way too. I'm like, whoa. I did not know that because this seemed pretty amazing. My dad's relatives, they also live in Los Angeles too. I'm like, wow. It's a lot of big family you can see everywhere. But they seem very crowded because they have a lot of good stages just seem out there. Damn. Well, the point of that is that when people really understand why his imagination is about, it's just, you could just think when you can see on fine and see what it is. And then after that, when I tell you all about that, what's up with that line, it's just, this is just totally, I'm sorry about the S word, sorry, again, sorry. Well, the only thing is, this is the only way you can stay is like, I feel like in Napa, but I don't feel like it, but when I feel like it, it's just mostly when you live there. Amazing place. I have nothing to see at all. This is ridiculous because I never saw how many people usually bang down in Los Angeles. You see like all those rolling 60s, Crips, Bloods, everywhere. Always you can see, you know. But the point of fact is that before I was a rapper, I have nothing to see what is imaginable life. You know what I mean? I have too much of life because I was born in La Piedra, Michoacán, Mexico, and I have with my two sisters. There's only like, you know, my parents are usually from Mexico too. I have so many imagination lives what I see, but the difference is, why am I talking about biographies? But because people, they have to think, why is the people that imagine a life and just see, they don't see how many people they're gonna fit with great family. You know what I mean? I don't care if you're trying to do this with some bullshit like that. You know what I mean? And I don't care if people, they're gonna have to hesitate. You know what I mean? The good thinking is that when you trying to think about some new lifestyle, that's just like, oh, I'm sorry about this, but it's like when people just like, let's party, take it to like somewhere where we have to supposed to do. You know what I mean? That's what LA people do. But the only problem is in Mexico is that you can see little like Tijuana carteles and many people that just like go around them. That's why my parents said they won't want you to like at all, because in that, imagine that when you can see what was the difference between one of my life. It's hard to figure. That's why I had to move out and I just go back to Napa and just like, and after that I was out. This is why how many people they just can't fit on me. There is both ways before people become rapper. It's both ways. Is that when I try something a little bit bigger, I've tried myself, because good ways to do. There was like, when I listened to like before hip hop and R&B, I used to listen like into some like ranchera music, banda music. All I could see was everywhere. Because even some like Latino pops, like Selena, all those artists. But there's a difference between why is my music they're just putting it in different ways. But they put in a different solution because I know a lot of people they just understand. You know what I mean? Maybe a lot of people have a better solution. That's why they have to like focus on it. Being playful. Sometimes you do something real. And you gotta do something to become a better reality. You know what I mean? That's the way it is. And after I left to LA, and there were like a lot of packages that my parents they used to have those, and they have like one of my mom's stuff. So like they usually moved out. Maybe my grandmother was there, and then one of my grandfather used to live there. But there's like two trucks. They only have one of my mom's and my dad's. They only have that shit because my mom's they have like small room, and then there's a hard to fit in because we got that there. Cause there's like it's because of the strollers. I was sitting there because like sometimes people they just can't fit in. You know what I mean? Hard to deal with it. You know what I mean? Because you see like a lot of family there like packing up and just taking it easy with what was going on. That's the best way we have living in Mexico because a lot of Mexico they're having strikes and they're just killing anyone and just like damn, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something if I want to become a rapper. When all of those guys they have to go and shoot each other. Probably they're just like talking about like Mexican mafias, some cartel and shit. Sorry about the S word because I'm not kidding. It was a ridiculous life I've ever seen in Mexico. But I don't know if I will go back to Mexico because a lot of strange happens in Mexico because my personal life is getting crazier as it looks. You know what I mean? I have the craziest personal life ever. You know what I mean? Hard to stake up, and while I'm in LA was a really good city, but imagination city. But living in that was like it's okay because we only stayed like a couple of months before we moved to Napa. It was like back in November. It was when that we had a baby shower with one of my parents that we used to go there, and then you know it was cool. And after that, my cousin was just born. Damn. She's been like on grown up and shit. I'm just like, damn. Anyways, growing up, it's like you get to just see what was going on in that moment of life. I was like, wow, I can just saw that imagination, baby. You know what I mean? That is a really beautiful baby I've ever seen it before. And it's a girl. You know what I mean? But this is a really ridiculous life because the only point you can see in the perfect life is that when my grandmother tells like one of my moms, they have to tell what to do, but my grandfather has to deal with it, not my grandmother's, because she has to let him alone and the baby. You know what I mean? That is the reason why that we moved to Napa. They just let the things go. You know what I mean? That's why he has to live there like the long time. It's so hard to believe when they're just like that he just can't get out of it. You just need to stay there and take care of the business and themselves and one of my mom's family. That's why they need to see some better people. That's why my grandmother was married and not anymore. It's too bad when they're not married. It's not even the same. And then one of my dad's relatives, they usually move to Los Angeles when they grew up. Since 1995, they have like different kind of people besides like earlier in 1995 when my dad was there. Yeah, it was like more people besides that. I was like, I could see one of my cousins there just lived there, or even Riverside, Santa Maria. Those are the cities I can see, recognize them. You know what I mean? I could see anything what was going on in the between, and you could just see what was going on with my dad's relatives. They seem look pretty nice, and they have perfect family. That's why they have like. That's why they have perfect objections and better institute people. That's why they need to grade up to some GPAs. That's why they need to go to college and get a bachelor's degree or master's degree. They do better. You know what I mean? That's why they're doing a good job. That's the perfect way you have to do to come to study. It's just like grow up in music, grow up in a new life. You know what I mean? That's the best way. When you're 22, you gotta do something. That's just the way it is. Well, for being here in Napa, like after I've lived in Los Angeles, it's not really imagination life. It's just not the same. Not the same anymore. I was quiet about it, and I just don't know what's going on, because something is got to do something, because no way to hide. There is no way to place to live there. That's why I was the only kid here, and I was playing with the grass, and I was playing with the drinks. That's why I used to have them before when I was a baby, or when I was 2, or when I was 3. That's what happens to me. That's why I have to do something here in Napa. That's why I have no streets talent. I have no life. That's why I have no great institute. I have no perfect shit. That's why I have no place to hide. I have no place to where it goes. That's why I'm hopeless. You know what I mean? There was no way how to get out of me to become hopeless. How to get away? You got to do something. You got to figure something out. Because for some people, they just come in both ways. If people, they want to understand to get out in this situation, if you want to get into that business, you need to do something. What is in your great institute, or something to become nice, because there was a lot of people, they have better institutes. You can become a doctor, you can be like anything. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. That what they're gonna do something in Napa. You know what I mean? I'm just like the original person, but not at all, because I have a problem that was going on in December. Because I know I was taught that sometimes, not too much, but you know, one of my parents are at our home and they have to raise a baby. One of my baby sister, Daisy, when they have to go to somewhere, and that's in not in Oakland, but it's in Vallejo. I guess I have to stay with my grandmother, and just my grandmother has to take care of me, and it's just to make sure I have a better institute. But the little bit institute is that I keep drinking, but there was another one I had to drink. There was a Coca-Cola inside the refrigerator, and I took them out, and there was a drink right there, because I had to do something at night. Because there was when like 8 p.m. and my mom needs to raise a baby, but she's got to do something because she needs to raise a baby. But my grandmother, she was watching me when I was in the kitchen. I was right there getting the Coca-Cola, and then she's gonna have to. My grandmother has to take a little bit, and I take a little bit as also. And after that, I was out. And after that, I just got thrown up. You know what I mean? Because like after I threw it out, I was just almost died. You know what I mean? Because of the one of my part of the body was just exploded. It's appendix. Something had to get rid of me, and something had to repair me. You know what I mean? That's why I don't have a better institute like that when I had to go to hospital. You know what I mean? That's why I had to take care of it. You know what I mean? Know where to place I had, know where to do it. That's why there's something wrong with my stomach. I know my stomach weight was so big, but it used to be that skinny, but right now it's like very big. I almost weigh like about 30, 50 pounds. You know what I mean? I was a little bit high. And then after that, I was like, and some people had to get up, and then my girl was like, "Oh, yo necesito. And then she was just stuck crying, and then just like, she didn't know that. And then she called 911, and it's just like, oh my god. I was in the hospital, and it's just like, oh my god. And then all those ambulance people, they'll have to pick up me. Because I was the only sick person, and then I was taking the personal life out. That's why that comes to that shit, and I just didn't know. I was sick, you know what I mean? I was thrown up so really badly. And the only problem is if you keep drinking a lot of sodas, like it gets into the problems with the appendix, and you like explode, and after that you die. And then after that I was eye closed, my plus and my eyes were closed. I don't know why. And the doctors, they had to hold me and they just see what was going on. And the doctors, and when they're in the hospital, be like when they were in the hospital, it was in one hospital that's in Oakland Hospital. It's not like Queen of the Valley. It was somewhere in Oakland Hospital. It was not with what's not in that United Vallejo. It was in Napa because somebody has to repair appendix surgery. They had to get rid of it in Queen Valley, but they don't have like much room. All they had to do was like go to Oakland Children's Hospital, and they just put me there, and I'm just like, and people think it was like, oh my god, it's a baby boy. Oh my god, the baby boy is just dead with the 3-year-old. Oh my god, it's a boy. I don't remember this shit. It's so funny when people say like, oh my god, it's a baby. Poor baby just got out to grow up. It's so funny. And then after that I was out. So that shit. And after that, when I was in the hospital, it was just like, damn. People that have to repair my stomach, and they just have to make sure I have to get rid of my appendix. If people they don't have, say like, if there was no appendix, somebody needs to connect it to the new stomach and connect it to the small intestine. You know what I mean? Because there was a problem. And then the only problem is that when people didn't have imagination of life and there was something here, somebody's gonna fix it, and somebody needs to repair this. If you wanted to repair this, you need to do something to help him not to throw him up. You know what I mean? That's why I throw up like about I've been thrown up like 2 times. You know what I mean? I was like, damn. So now like, it's nothing bad. It was like it was my appendix surgery. And I just had it like enough once. This is when I was just ended up getting really sick. You know what I mean? I have no place to hide. That's why I have no duty call. That is the reason why. And then in LS, they had to put the gravitation pole and just repair my stomach and just put the utensil on and just like put strings in, so they had to make sure. Because the problem is that if that stomach was prepared, somebody needs to put the needle on and just how fascinating it is, and then just glue it, and that's it. And plus the stomach just rising me up, and it just raised them up, and it just turned into a big stomach. And then I weigh like about 100 or 120 pounds. I was like, damn, I'm just huge. Damn, I'm just like really huge. Huge is like one of my great grandfather. Damn. And then also January 9th, 1998, it was like got recovered, so I'm free. So I'm free to go. I'm free to be alive. It's all good. No injuries, no nothing. It's just like I'll throw up because of the and explosion bought my body that was all wiped out because I just didn't know what was going on in my head, because it's very extreme dangerous if you're gonna drink that soda. If you're like 3 years old, then you gotta do something. But you're not supposed to allowed to drink soda if you're like 5 years and older. Not good for you, for your lungs. Not good for the appendix or intestines or stomach. It's bad when you drink it. All you can drink is just water, milk, and juice. And that's it. But juice is okay, but I don't drink it at all. But I have no I have no place to hide because I'm Mexican. That's because Mexicans drink sodas, Mexicans can drink milk, or Mexicans can drink water too. But I just don't really drink like juice, because if they have juice, they mean like for Americans. I'm like, where the hell all those juices come from? America? Get out of here. That's why I was the only Mexican guy who ever drinks sodas like that. You know what I mean? I was the only guy who deserves that shit. That's why. And I've been in like elementary schools like back then. I was still imagining, but much drama, but not too much. But I don't want that happens. It's like with my relationship, it's like I don't want to do that, but we didn't know that sometimes, but we don't want that to happen at all. You know what I mean? Well, for that first time when I usually met Alma, it was like, since we used to crochet to each other, it was like back in Puerto Vista. I was like, wow, somebody's got a crush on me. I was like, damn. But before that, I was like, when I was in grade school, they used to like each other, and then she moved to Puerto Vista when I was like, she moved to like since 1999, and I was like, I have no wonder where people would they have, you know what I mean? All I can see is like when people in there aren't dying, and they're just like people that just see like wave each other's like pretty cool little kids, and it's pretty nice, and it's just like people where they have to like do the math, do the learning. It's just this is a good way to do. Anyway, and then the teachers be like, hey, just sit down and do math. All you do is just write and do whatever it takes, cause I have to write them down. It's easy. And anyway, I was like, met one of those closest friends and bestest friends. They're really good friends, you know, like we having a nice family to each other, you know. We have the nicest friends. That's why I have better relatives. You know what I mean? Like relatives is hoods, you know what I mean? Relatives is bigger hoods, you know, like 2000s. This was always crazy because of, you know, personal life is giving a secret, you know what I mean? But a little bit. I was like, you know, the imagination in life that was given to that color in my head since like 2006, and I was like starting to leader as a Vato. I'm like, damn. I was like the real imagination Vato I was talking about this way. You know what I mean? It was like I've been thinking a lot, and there's a lot of gang ups that they seem out of me. You know what I mean? There's like many people that they have to challenge about me. People think that they're just like, hey, these people think I'm a dude. I was like, yeah. I'm like, who the hell is this dude? Is this guy right there? Wait, if you mean this guy? Wait a minute, you mean this dude? This dude? This dude? This guy? I don't know why I don't know why people are talking about me. Because like if people who think it was like the guy who has glasses and people who would think it was like a curly hair and who thinks like all crazy and all that shit. It was like, hey, is this as a dude or is this as a guy? I was like, dude, are you really kidding me? He is a dude. And why are you telling that if this guy is a dude? I don't know why. If there was a dude who has like two sisters, I was like, huh. I thought that they're related. I thought they were like girlfriends. Get out of here. I was like, I was a little bit more big timers about that family, you know what I mean? Big timers. And then after that, we go back to Los Angeles again. It's amazing. And then after that, we go back to the imagination of life again and just think about what are the realities that they're supposed to do. And then if you're thinking about imagination, where are you supposed to be? You gotta become a sureño if you're gonna be in imagination. You know what I mean? That's what it takes. If you want to take out the thingy, if you need to stop and get out of things out of your head and in the Bay Area and just stop thinking about like those motherfucking faggots and all that shit. All you do, you just think about imagination. Just go back to Los Angeles and regain again. You can just do that. You can do that. But well, back in January 2006, I was like back to Napa again. I was like, hey, I'm back. I'm back to be angry. I'm back to being restrained. You know what I mean? Payback time. That's the way it is when people they have to like strangle themselves and just think what I am. I'm just who I know what I'm thinking and what I'm thinking. I'm the dude. You know what I mean? But in Spanish it means a vato. You know what I mean? That's why people they're telling like stories about who is the dude was. If you think of who is the dude was, somebody's gonna get rid of the leader and shit. Damn. I'm like, why people they're telling me? Because if people think of us as this guy or this dude, that's me. You know what I mean? That's me. That's it. And besides me, there's more leaders that have ever been shown up. And there will be more people they will still going up and go raise them up and see how many people they're gonna go get down with and kill all of them. I was like, wow, if I'm about to be down, I'm about to kill them. You know what I mean? That's why it is. And then I remember the one of those vans on fire. It was like some guy. It was like he used to be in the Persian and over here all of the years. And then they used to fight. And after that, got on fire. That's it. And after that, it was like many people there just think what was going on. And if you don't think if this is the best life you can just think of, go back to the Disneyland and just think about imaginations. But you can still think about what was true, and you think that's more my best thing to go back to the Bay Area and just think about Los Angeles music and think about Ice Cube, think about Dr. Dre or something. There's something you need to go back. And I'm like, hey, go back, do something here in Los Angeles. Do something you have to go up to it. Do something because when they get mad around here in the Bay Area, do something over there. Just leave it to me because I got my business to do because I have so many things that I do wrong. But before that, I used to go with my girlfriend Alma, but we love each other. But we're on in the presently, but we love each other a lot. But so we're just gonna stick here for a long time with me and Alma. So I don't want to lose her. You know, that's the way it is because we don't want to. I just don't want to end up too much problems, you know. But we used to, but we just don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? I don't want to get too much elements and out of my head. That's the reason why I don't want. I don't want to let those businesses drop out. That's what the reason why. Well, now I went to the only high school that was only here in Napa. It's just Napa High. Napa High is always like the coolest color I've ever seen that before. In my personal life, the color that always my favorite is it's all about blue, green, yellow. For being in the color for blue, it's always between the leader. But the only thing is, you got to be a captain. People there have to tell me what was the captain was being about. You know what I mean? I have so many things I have to do the right way, because when I think of it, I go back to Los Angeles and I just started back up rapping. You know what I mean? That's why I think about those lyrics. I talk about Disney, and then I talk about like the Baby Odyssey lyrics, or Baby Odyssey 707. Talk about blah blah. I'm talking about like Napa. Talking about Laurel Street. I'm talking about, you know, something like that. You know what I mean? It's like, I ain't talking about the Bay Area. I'm talking about LA. You know what I mean? It's like boom 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 boom. You know what I mean? It's like things that I goes out of my head. And me and the group, we helped out, and then my groups are saying today, hey, you want to do something, go move the city that you want to do something, do the better things you can do without being wrong. You better do the right way. Do not force out, do not do some stupid stuff so that you have to get into it in the Bay Area. Do not let those guys to kill it. This is your thing. Do the right thing, because this is the only life you have to become a rapper. That's the only way you have to choose. That's your career life. If you think about personal life, there's no way you can change. Nobody can change it. Except for my girlfriend, because my girlfriend, I can talk about my girlfriend, but only just more personal life, because we used to go out like 5-6 years, and then we had enough of it since she was in a high school girlfriend, you know, like, she's one of my perfect, but before that, I used to go with one of my exes. When I was like 11, but I just lost my virginity when I was 11. Well, I'm just 11. And she's only like 12 years old. I'm just like 11. I don't know why I lost my virgin. Nobody can just keep up and behind and just without that. And when I was in Disneyland, like where we used to live, and then there was like heavy rain, and there was like flash floods out there, and then there was happening in Napa, California. I was like, damn, if we don't care about the Bay Area, it's all it's all the water's fault. You know what I mean? It's all the city's fault. That's why I wasn't even there. My sister wasn't even there. My parents aren't even there. Nobody's there. I wasn't even there. That's why I have a different moment. That what was going on in Napa, I have no reason to left. This is the reason why when people left without it. And that is the only reason why when they have to keep out the business. You know what I mean? That's why leaders, they need to get this together, not to get out of the restraint business. You know what I mean? This is why when people that they've been hurting, crying about the Napa one, and they was like Flesh was there. It was like, I wasn't even caring about that. I was like, I didn't care about like LBP and myself. You know what I mean? That's what I was taking my heights up. You know what I mean? I've been doing it for like 10 years, and they were still been like, I've been still thinking like a lot. I've been thinking a lot. That is the reason why. That is the reason why I wasn't even there in Napa when then there was like flash floods. I wasn't even there, and I wasn't talking about the flash floods when then I wasn't even rapping about like flash floods when they were happening in Napa, California. I was not even there. That is the reason why I'm into some like imagination life that was coming to their head. That's why I don't have a personal life with them. I deny it. Yeah, well, for me and Alma, we've been broke up like 2 times. When in high school, it was like, damn. No matter who was gonna help us, but no wonder why that can help us. You know what I mean? It's like something of what was going on, but only the Cholo can. But you know, it's things could work out between me and her. We don't wanna end up with like multiple times and all that. You know. That's the things that they get happen when you need to get out of that imagination. You can't do that. You have to get in the imagination if you have to do something. You know what I mean? That's the important thing of your life. That's about it. and then back that was like back in 2012, because like I didn't know what was going on, because I was just like really single. And then because all those Bay Area faggots, they just wanted to get out of it. They want me to get out of it. That's just ridiculous, because they don't think that was tough for this shit. And now I have to go back to Disneyland and just see all the imaginations otra vez, and then just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That's it. I don't want to think about that no more. I'm starting to head back. You know what I mean? Especially at the head back to go jump on people. You know what I mean? That's one reason why I did it before, back in years, and then that's about it. 8 years when I had taken my hunts up, I was like on this label right here, like Pinwheel Records, and then it was like Ezequielized Odyssey Records. I've always been up and up since like 2008, then 2010. Always good, always perfect. You know what I mean? Things go well. And then after that, my personal life is always getting bigger, but my personal life is not done yet. But I'm gonna show you about the Fantasia stuff right now, and see if you love it, because it's always amazing. So we'll be back after this. I'm gonna give you some very good footage at night. It's Odyssey. Imagination. Well, this is like imagination is about, you know, I know you guys love the Fantasia, but don't miss that movie, because I heard that movie's on Netflix right now. You can watch on the original one or the 2000. I heard the 2000 was pretty awesome, because you can see in the beginning of that song that I'm just put for the imagination stuff. You can see all the what's believed in music, what's believed in fairies, what's believed in dragonflies, dragons, all the imaginations there and creativity on planet Earth. You know what I mean? This is why, like, how many people watch Walt Disney movies and just continued to go up to it and then just started back to the end like I just watched. You know what I mean? When I was during dreams about Alma, I always think of about her and her imagination. That is my heart when I talk to her. You know what I mean? Because that's the way it is. And I had to keep her much nicer, so I have to keep her in my heart. Because last time, my ex personal life was like pretty simple. And it's just like pretty not that good. Pretty not that big. It was like wasn't even help myself since I had first time I had a nervous breakdown since last year. It was pretty sad. Can't help it. You know, nothing can help me. You know what I mean? It's hard to believe me. It's harder to stud myself. You know. That's why I can't move, can't walk. But I can walk, but I just need to to heal up and just get on a recovery. That's about it. Available to be on a recovery, I had to be with Alma much a lot, so I can think about her and how much I love her. You know, especially when after being on recovery, I did have some good dreams about her and make her proud and give her family. You know, that's why she gets all I have to enjoy with me. So that's the imagination life that I was continue for, so I don't have to get bad dreams. You know what I mean? When I was a little kid, I used to have bad dreams before. But the good thing is that I had to make it better good dreams. I had to take care of it and watch the imaginations and watch about my personal life girlfriend that I was been dreaming about her, Alma. But her last name is Castillo, but she's pretty nice, you know. But she can join me and her solution. But the best way that she can do for her is that she can try the best and see how much does it take and what's it's going to take, and then see when it's going to take. So or who's it going to take? So or why is it going to take? Maybe. There's just something in the difference why there's there's 5 W's in there, because there are so many of them that they come up with some imaginations that they have to become more characteristic and be more prepared and be more unstoppable, because you have to get into that fantasy so you can just be more superb. You know what I mean? That's the way it is. You have to take it to get out of your control. So you have to be in the imagination. Once if you're in the good sides, you can't do it in the bad sides, because if you do, there's no way to get plan of it, and you just can't help it. That's the way it is, you know. And imagination is just all about the fairies, and you can see all the stuff that they see are more fiction, more sci-fi, and more truthfully to become more impassioned. Especially in Disney nature too, because if you watched all those movies before, you can still study about those imagination stuffs, but you can see around back in the place from planet Earth. You can still think about it and can still imagine about imagination. But the part thing about imagination is that you need to make it more happiness and more joyful. If you want to join in the imagination, so if you want to join in imagination, you want to talk about imagination, you gotta have to talk in more personal lives and get more experience you have to do and see what job resources have to do, because yeah, or career entertainment, like I'm gonna be an actor because I'm the only guy who's the only rapper who was here, you know, that's the only thing. But before that, I wasn't an actor for drama class. It was first time when I was in middle school, it was damn, I feel like I'm a really cool performer, and especially in high school too. It was also, well, I did good. It was I got lots of A's, and I just made it perfect. It was really cool because I made it professionally, more more passionate perform, and perform some good fantasies that had to come out in your head. You could just see what is imagined, like animals or fairies or Tinkerbell or Robin Hood and all kind of stuff, because all those animals, they can talk, you know what I mean? They can talk, and also woods and all kinds of some little containers they can talk to, even robots too, they can talk to. That's what the imagination is about. And then they just think what we were supposed to do. All you do, you just giving up the face. That's how it goes. You know what I mean? This is what it takes. When is it gonna take, or who is gonna take? Why is it gonna take? You have to be more prepared, from your career, entertainment, fantasies, and more giving lifestyles of imagination. This is what it is, and this is what the best thing you can do. But the bad thing about the imagination, if it was my personal life, is that I got arrested 3 times when I was since I was the real vato. And I did like in 2006, 2008, and last year. But right now I'm on probation, so we have to wait for about 5 months to come, because there's a lot of things that haven't been out of control. But the only thing I could do is dismiss the case and just see what it's gonna take, when it's gonna take, and that's what the imagination takes off the case. You gotta have to think and see what the lawyer is gonna go say to a government that we're gonna help out to not to get in too much trouble, and so you don't have to be getting too much in hell, because if you do, that's gonna be the problem. But if you want to get out of it, you need to be in imagination. But the first thing you could do, all you could say is, imaginations are good people, which is high five, and bad people are hell. Hell is we're all the liars, we're all the haters. They just don't know, and they just giving out some problems. You know what I mean? That's the problem thing. But the best thing you can do is you have to make it more better pressure and be more specific if you want to take the journey from the outer area. Now it's here in California, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, Alaska, and much more. All of the countries in the states will take it all over of imagination. That's it. And that's about it. Hope you guys love to enjoy the movie Imagination. This is the best day of my life. Hope you guys like to enjoy it, but I know you did watch it, but it's pretty cool. So thanks for joining us about imagination. Keep it Odyssey. Keep it real. It's Odyssey.